Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You.
Big Mike in his
Mike is back in his house, and she ain't pregnant no more. Woo! No baby in the belly, no baby in the belly. So,
yeah,
my friend, you've been missed. I know everyone's seen this podcast. They're trying to figure out why I haven't done an episode in about 3-4 weeks. Y'all, like I was outside. And then I was outside again. Literally, I had no excuse. I'm ashamed.
No excuse.
No excuse. There ain't nothing been wrong with me. I've just been outside. That's it. So here we are. Micah said she could be on. I was very excited. So here we are. We got Micah back because the baby is asleep. And just move fast. Try to hurry up before he get his ass up. So motherhood. It's fun, eh? It's a vibe.
So fun.
It's a vibe. Right?
I keep telling Lee, I was like, bro, I can't wait till this nigga can walk. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, but it's so rewarding. Like the moments where you feel like you're about to be the most stressed out, like they just look up at you and they just lock eyes and they stare at you and you just like, I don't even care. You just shat on me.
I love you. I don't
even care. You just shat on me. I don't even care. So I think that's where I'm at with it because we already know. I mean, you and we talked about it. Infant stage isn't my favorite. Early child education minor. I like to start things when they can operate on their own.
They can do things.
So, you know, for me, I usually don't even like holding other people's infants. Like if it's 0 to 7 months, I don't want to hold it because they're just so fragile. And then it's like, oh, you're so precious. I just want to stare. I just want to stare at you in your wonder. But it's my jit, so I gotta do all that. So it's my baby. The infanthood and the ups and downs, but it's pretty cool. I have a good support system. I talk to Leah every day. My mama comes over, my daddy come over. Willie's parents be washing our clothes and folding them shit. So we all right.
Girl, I tell you how Mia, my daughter, so she sees me on FaceTime. I have literally a million pictures of the baby on FaceTime because I just screenshot it. So Mia was like, so mommy, you just call Auntie Micah every day and talk to Amari? I say yes. She was like, okay.
I do.
Yeah, I was like, I do. He looks at me, I look at him. Like, that's what we do.
That's it. That's what we
every
do.
Day. And I, on the other hand, love touching infants. What I don't want to deal with is like your toddlers and stuff. I don't want to deal with when they start walking and shit. That's when you gotta like baby-proof everything. And one time I was having a really, really bad migraine. So my mom is in there giving me a cranial massage. Like I black out, can't see. It's really bad when I get a really bad migraine. Where was my 1-year-old? Mia was in the toilet. She went in the bathroom, was in the toilet. And dad was like, he holding Mia like this. He was like, she was in the toilet. I was like, Lord Jesus, mommy, she about to get a parasite. I was crying. My head was hurting so bad. So my mom had to go like sanitize my child. It was such a troubling time. But yeah, I like kids that are around me as they grow. Like you can't just spring like your 7-year-old on me. I don't really. But newborns and stuff, give me your newborns. They're pretty simple. They don't, I mean, it's only so much they could want. And I love when they hit like 5-6 months because they fat and their backs work. So then they just smiling and they eating shit. Can't wait to give him a fry. When he tries ice cream for the first time, he's gonna fucking flip. He's gonna be like, what is this? Joy, young man.
Joy.
That's what it is. So yeah. Oh, breastfeeding. How you feel about that?
It's the shit. One thing I will say, I fucking leak on everything.
Yeah.
It just comes with the territory. I mean, it's the craziest thing. I feel like the connection between the baby and my body. I can't even say Micah. There's not me. My body is connected to this infant that I just had, right? So every time he cries, my breasts leak. And it's like all this shit is involuntarily, but it's based on the need of said offspring. So
like Big Mouth, the show Big Mouth. So they make like everything talk. See, remember how it's a vagina talk? And so I think that's how your breasts are. They're like, it's go time. He crying, let's go.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Bro, they just leak. it's so there. So I think it's fascinating that my breasts do that when he cries. It's like, and then I feel my breast getting full when 2 hours has passed. It's the craziest shit. I'm like, what the? It's crazy. So, I think the scary part about it is hoping that it lasts like this, because I know the further along and the older the baby gets, the less the baby needs breast milk. But also, random shit be happening, and sometimes your breast be like, "We're done," and then like there's more milk.
Yeah,
and
your
so,
breast will stop.
yeah, I think it's one of those things that I dread in the back of my head. I'm like, am I pumping enough? Is it, so it's like it's a bittersweet, but I enjoy it. I just hope I can enjoy it a little bit longer, at least until he's 6 months.
Yeah, I think Leanna, when I was a baby, my mom said I breastfed for like 6 months. And I think my sister did like 7. So, right? Hopefully he stay on them titties as long as he.
Yeah, Willie
stayed for you to lose weight. So I hope till he was 2. That's how your baby gonna
be. He was hanging on.
So
he was hanging nothing else. He was hanging on to the titties. Okay.
Amari gonna stay on them titties too, sis.
But I heard they need iron at a certain point, and so our breast milk does not provide iron. That's like the major thing that they need that we just don't. We don't have that, and so I don't know.
I'm very happy to have you back. I'm even happier to have Amari. He's a delightful little baby.
I love him.
He's making squeal sounds now. Micah says he sounds like an orca, which is a whale, and he does.
And a pterodactyl.
He's making sound effects now.
Spider monkey.
Rolled over very fast. He's only like 5 weeks old, so it's very confusing, but whatever. So I mean, shit lit, man. If it's up, then it's stuck. Micah had her first drink back. Of course, I was very delightful to give that to her. It was a shot. It was like a baby ass shot.
Yeah.
It was also ew. And she did okay. She did a little body shimmy. So I guess she wasn't fucking with it, but
Listen, I'm gonna start slow, y'all. We're gonna do wine and then we gonna.
Yeah. I told her we should ease in. I said, if you want to do like a real drink, we should do it while you're home. You'll see if you're gonna be like ridiculously wasted after 1 cup, because we used to go, right? We used to go out of ourselves every week
and every blasted cup I have to add 2 hours to not breastfeeding him. That's what it is. And it's like every serving them, and I'm just like, why can't it just be when I start and when I stop, and that's when I add 2 hours? But the alcohol consumption has added on each time you get a cup. So that's why you got to keep adding 2 hours to every cup. So I'm like, if we go out, let's just say 2 months from now, we go out and I drink 3 cups, I just won't be feeding him for the rest of the night. That's just how that's going to have to work.
That's just it.
So I'm okay with that.
I'll be ready for breakfast.
Willie is good. I mean, he's feeding our child with a bottle, and that's what I had anxiety about, and I'm fine now.
She started crying. I was over there when he drank out his bottle for the first time. So, you prop Willie up. I told Willie, hold it this way, So she's staying away because the baby's going to be like, why don't you do this?
And they can smell me and all that other shit. Yeah.
It's very cute moment. So welcome to motherhood. When I first started the podcast, I kept saying I was going to do like a mom episode, but I was going to do it with moms, and now you're one. So it'll be fine.
You be on it.
Look at that. So full circle, bitch. Look at that.
So happy.
See what we did there? So full circle, we could probably get, I know a lot of moms. So we can do that. So anyway, I mean, well, I guess, how was your week? You seems like you went outside today. That was fun, right?
Yeah, I moved my car every time I could walk outside. I went to the car dealership by myself on Monday, and that was nice. Putting on clothes was cool. Did my
your hair and stuff. Did your eyebrows? They looked very good. Very good.
Yeah, my week's been good. I think I had a small breakdown. I had a meeting with my aunt, and said child, Amari West Taylor, decided he no longer wanted to be in the rocker. And instead of slowly, gradually giving me his orca sounds, he just turned the fuck up. It literally went from 0 to 100. And he was like hollering, crying. So I picked him up. Now I'm in the camera in Zoom. And he like, I mean, the worst cry. I'm like, bro, you don't never do this like this. So
But I said, I posted this. It was like, it doesn't matter how cool you are. Your kids will always humble you, like quick.
Yes, bro. That was crazy. And I was telling Lee, I was like, bro, I almost cried while he was crying because although you're trying to keep this very professional aura about you, because you're on a Zoom call. We talking about business, we getting this money, and we're talking about strategies. And I pick up my crying kid and I can't control him. I just have full control over this presentation. I have no control over this baby. And so what it looked like is me like fumbling essentially, and like Jid is hungry. I can't whoop, like, you know, so it was humbling. You're right. It was humbling. I think it's an appreciation, I think, to moms in general, and appreciation to people who don't take themselves so seriously, because
that's a good point. In
that moment, I felt very critical of myself, and I was feeling really bad. But then I had to I took a deep breath and I was like, bro, you can't control what he does.
You really can. He's gonna like that shit up.
What he's going to do. And I'm just gonna go. I'll resume the meeting later. Hopefully we can pick up at a later date. I have to go.
Because even realistically, you don't even go back to work this soon. So what you were doing that was kind of you to do that, but you still have time. Like, this is still a window where you should be sitting at home just feeding your child and getting pissed on. Like, that's really just what this phase is like. So, and then you made a good point that I wanted to touch on. You were just like, you know, why do we feel that shame, like that weird embarrassment? It's like freaking out. And it's like, you should feel this shit if your kid's like 12 and they're like, shut up, bitch. And they're doing dumb shit like that in the middle of the store, right? Then it's like, shame on you. You did a piss poor job with this kid. But Jit is a couple days old, bro. It's like, all right, daddy, somebody pissed him off, and we're gonna just handle this because you're the adult. And I wish that stigma wasn't always honest, because I get what you mean. It's like, now it's Mia, but she's 9. But it's like, I tell her all the time, don't be in that class acting up. Don't be in there acting up.
Because it's a reflection of you.
Yes, it's a reflection of me. And her dad doesn't necessarily care, but I'm the one that's getting snappy with these teachers every time they try my child. So it's like, I can't do this effectively if you're the little asshole in the class. So I need you to be what you're supposed to be, give what you're supposed to give as a youth. You know what I mean? So he woke up?
Nope.
It's like, I want to see him. Okay. So let's just start off with the one that you were talking about, because I don't know the story, but I remember what Tiffany was talking about. Okay. No?
Go.
No, you gotta go. Tell me the thing with the boys.
Okay, so because the news freaks me out, I vaguely listen to it.
Agreed.
But the gist of it, and now it hits a little different because it's a little boy. Teenagers took it upon themselves to torture a peer because he allegedly did some foul play with a girl that they know. So 3 boys, they have a home girl, something was happening with them. They think it had to do with rape because there was a lookout. So one of the kids was a lookout, and they was like, make sure, no cops come, blah, 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 or no one can see anything because we're trying to get this kid back for doing such and such to our friend, essentially. And so he's like, okay, well, it seems like a good cause to be a lookout. So I don't think they were friends. They didn't really use that term for the lookout kid, but they're all being tried. But essentially, for 30 minutes, they tortured this teenager and then stabbed him with a sword, like not even a knife, like they had a sword. And these are Black kids. So this story of vengeance. This story of vengeance does settle with the Black community, because I do feel that we don't do anything to people unless they do something to us. I don't think we're not the active shooters. Something has to happen to us for us to react. You know what I'm saying? For us to respond violently. That's what I believe. I don't know. But in this case, something happened to someone that they loved and they took it upon themselves, but they took it too far with the torturing. for 30 minutes. I don't really know if it was, I feel like it was recorded because how else would they know how long it took place before they actually stabbed him repeatedly?
One of the kids could have said it. And the kid that got stabbed died, I'm assuming. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So these are all teenagers. And what's happening is they want them to be tried as adults. And so some woman was like, if you do an adult thing, if you do an adult crime, you should be tried as an adult. And
I don't like that.
My response to that is, what the fuck is an adult crime? I don't understand adult crime, child crime. Crime is crime, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how old you are. Wrong is wrong and right is right. Killing is killing. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, when she said adult crime, it just kind of sent me over the edge. And she did bring up, what is his name? Not Lionel Tate. Is it Lionel Tate? No. Mm-mm. He was a 12-year-old boy who was wrestling with his cousin and she died. That's not a kid or an adult crime, but they try him as an adult.
Yeah, I remember. He was
12 years old and he did a wrestling move. We're clearly playing with each other. Like, I'm playing with her and I played too rough. And so for me, it's just like, I personally don't think they should be tried as adults. It's I don't know. It's giving sick.
And shout out to Tiffany. Tiffany was here last night, and Tiffany was like, I was on FaceTime with Micah, and Tiffany was here at my house. And so Tiffany was like, it seemed like she agreed with it, because I remember the statement of like, the reason why they have to charge them as an adult is boom, boom, boom. But I mean, are we talking like 12, 13, 14? Are we talking like 16, 17?
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
Like probably 16, 17.
Yeah, so are close to being it. So what they would do is probably drag that shit out until they are adults.
Right.
Do that. And to be honest, that the torture part makes it very sadistic, right? And so this is where it's like, aside from we could take the adult part out of it, mentally, you all might fucking not be okay to be on the street. Like, this is you know what I mean? So to me, I can see that. I can see it in that regard. But what I was saying last night was, you know, what I say all the time, you can do whatever you want to do to somebody. You can't tell them how to respond to it. So yes, in the eyes of the law, y'all about to go to jail for this. And I wish someone was around to just point that out. It seems so simple and stupid, but obviously not when you're in your emotions and your feelings. And then maybe they did kind of consider, oh, well, they'll charge us as kids or whatever. But it's like, that's a lot for you to decide, I'm going to torture someone and then kill them. There's a very sadistic level there, and that is what you got to be concerned about. Because even if they don't, let's say they let them go off, they call it a crime of passion, which it wouldn't be. But let's say they did that. Who the fuck want to hang around these kids?
No, yeah.
But I want to hang around these kids. I don't want these kids around my shit.
And they shouldn't be. And my thing is, being tried as an adult, being tried as a child, I know that had to do with time, the sentencing they can get, if they can get the death penalty. I know it's like things that go into both categories, but for me, if it's so sick, that means mental attention needs to be given. I'm not saying let these kids go. Yes. They need to go to jail for a very long time, or they need to be in the system in some capacity. They need psychological evaluation. Yes.
Agreed.
And so my thing is, do they really though? Because I'm thinking about our generation and the generation after us, and we're so fucking desensitized. Squid Games, sorry, that is a lot. Squid Games was a intense show, and it was torture, and it was all voluntary, right? You do what you signed up for. You know, you're gonna play this game, and you fucking lose, you're gonna die. Like, that's it. And so I'm thinking about all the things that our kids are constantly taking in,
exposed to.
And so my thing is, okay, yes, they need to be in an institution. It is very clear, right? And I do think, even if they say, okay, and a child can only get 10 years for this, adult can get 30, whatever. I think part of that sentencing doesn't need to just be the death penalty. Doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, some serious, they torture. We haven't heard that in the news. Like, I don't think we've ever heard that when it comes to kids. Maybe like serial killers, like, you know, they do certain things like cut off an ear and place it somewhere, like, but for the most part, it just sounds like this is a mental disconnection because you did something to a human being for a certain period of time, and it's premeditated, right? So that kind of goes with, the psychology and stuff. So I do think they should be very much so punished, but I do think some other evaluation needs to be taken in consideration.
And then there's just so many questions. It's like, okay, so with the girl, did you tell anyone else other than just your friends? I'm assuming not, as if you told an adult, they probably, if this is a responsible adult, they probably would have went to an authority and said this girl was raped or whatever. Right. But I'm just thinking of their age group, because I sat talking to my sister one time. My sister's 14. She turns 15 next week. And she was just telling me this story about something. And I told you about it. And it loosely sounded like somebody got hurt, like a girl got hurt, but she was just so oblivious. She was just like, yeah, I don't know what happened.
No, it's fine. Right.
Yeah. And it's like, all right. Now, I'm not that desensitized. Rape is a very sensitive thing for me. I've never been raped or anything like that, but I'm so like,
it's strong. Yeah.
Yes. So it's like, when you hear shit like that, it was like, how was this played? How do you know? And I don't want to ever blame this, but it's like, are we positive that this happened? Like, and that's where it's like the kid logic. So for her to say you do adult crimes, I get what you're saying, but these are kids. They're not even thinking about this shit the way they should be thinking about it.
They're not.
You can't say when you do adult crimes, because you're right. Killing somebody is killing somebody. It's the intention behind it. And their intention is giving me more sadistic and revengeful.
And revenge. Like,
and this is kids. This is that. So it just seems like these 3 kids or whatever, their whole fucking lives are just done. It's just wasted. Yep. It's like, I don't know, because you took a life.
They don't have much to live for either.
Yeah.
They can't have much to live for. And I think
that's just crazy.
And I think above everything, who knows? Like, if we even go further into this story, like, maybe they're sick and tired of rapists getting away with shit. Maybe
you literally never know.
You know what I'm saying? It's like to the point where it's just like, damn, bro, like, this is my little sister, this is my cousin, this is my god sister. Like, she came to me with this. I need to protect her. I need to save her. I need
and who's to say? And again, not speaking ill of the dead, because I don't know if this is a confirmed rape or what. But this person the little boy could have did it a couple times. It didn't have to be necessarily the first time, but it's to me, the act of doing this and performing it and completing it just shows the naivety and the immaturity in these kids. Because what the fuck type of plan is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
we're gonna kidnap him, we're gonna torture them, and we're gonna kill him, and then we're gonna just go back home to parents like ain't shit happened. I just don't understand what they thought was gonna happen there, and I'm interested to hear what happens with them. But I feel like it's looking a little bleak for them. To be honest, I don't know what might come out of that, and that also kind of reminds me of a story I just seen like last week. It was some girl. She's like 18. And girl, there must be some TikTok challenge where you slap a teacher or something. So this bitch slapped the teacher and she's facing jail, like prison for like 10 years.
It's assault.
But yeah, and I'm like, so everybody's like, oh, that's a few people said that's crazy, but most people were like, well, fuck, you should have been slapped. And I feel that way. I'm like, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And a funny post I saw, it was like teachers for these kids right now are our age, right? So it's
we listen to Nuck If You Buck.
We grew up listening to Nuck If You Buck and shit like that. So you want to run up on one of us? I got a lot of homegirls from BA with us that are teachers right now. So you try to beat one of us, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Like, I don't know what you think's about to happen, but
I'm beating ass.
Yeah, Miss Butler about to show out.
Right. Tell your kids keep their hands to themselves.
It's like Sudan. Like, I'm thinking about Sudan, like Ashley, Kiera. Like, these are just some of like the teachers that we know, like the school authorities, and it's like, you think you finna slap one of them bitches and just Ashley finna shit ass. Like, it's ground with that kid. So I just feel like I don't know what's happening with our youth, bitch.
But they're really being controlled by obviously the validation.
Selena said definitely being ass, honey. Yes.
But they're being controlled by the validation and the hype behind different things. So like, this is I think I'll call it the era of the challenge. Everything. It's clout. Everything is.
Everybody wants that clout.
How viral can I go? I mean, and honestly, there's a lot of money in this shit. And apparently, I think you're waiting on your big break. You're waiting on that one thing that's going to send, that one video, that one reaction, that one thing that's going to send you over the top so that you can become this influencer, because they do get paid a lot of money. They really do. And because the child's mind has not fully developed, logic is not in place in certain things. I mean, analyzing the consequences, all of that shit is not happening for them. And so that's why I feel like there's no way in fucking hell, to a certain extent, you can just totally just exit that out the mind. And if we even go to like adolescents and teenagers and what the fuck they're going through, they don't even know who they are. They don't know what they like. They're this whole transgender and transphobia and all these things are being introduced, and they have to.
There's so many names for like what your sexual orientation is.
That's what I'm saying.
I never heard. I thought you were gay or straight, bro, or bi. I guess bi I got more popular while we were like in high school, but now, bitch, it's a mad fucking name. So
everything is just
positive, something else that.
It's a lot, and we didn't have to deal with all that shit. To be honest,
we didn't have to deal with all that. And social media, we had our MySpace and our Facebook, or whatever, but it wasn't as dire as it is now, huh?
Didn't it feel childlike?
Yeah,
I didn't feel like I was being grown. Girl.
My top 8,
and I'm pretty sure people were being grown on that shit, but I don't remember it being a thing. I don't remember seeing as many bodies on the internet as I see now. Like for my pictures that I post, you know what I'm saying? Like my racy was a silhouette with jeans and a fucking long sleeve t-shirt on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't remember us being so charged and ready for other people to like us. And you know, our top 8 was the people that we fuck with.
That we were friends with.
And
right?
that's
and it was probably your boyfriend that was your number 1, or
yes, and then your best friend followed.
And that was it. I think there's way more emphasis put on like, I want to be popular, I want to be the whatever, I want to have this many followers, I want to get these type of likes. And it just drives them crazy. Like I had to like wean Mia off that shit. Like last year, it was like, hey, this TikTok shit about to go out the window. She didn't have TikTok for like 8 months, and she just got it back, and she was like, it's okay. But she's not even as crazy about it as she used to be. Like Mia used to make a video every fucking day.
Every waking.
And she's like, mommy, look, I got 3 likes. I was like, okay, calm down. Like I was happy for her, but then when it started to bother her, like, oh, they got more likes than me, I was like, I don't want you to focus on.
See, that's what I'm.
This is when it's starting to get a little OD. I don't want that to be you, right? So I had to try to like wean her back on being that crazy about it. But I definitely think this generation of kids, we gotta just be really careful with them, man. If you do have young kids, just make sure, all I can push as much as I can, and I know that's not easy with everybody's kids and everyone's temperament, but just talk to your kids more, man. Talk to your kids and figure out what's going on. Like me and my kids talk every time I pick her up. We talk the whole ride home. She come in here, lay up in my bed, telling me about what this girl did to her today and what this girl did and what she said. And regardless of what the conversation is, you just want a healthy, open communication. So they feel comfortable coming to you about something or when something makes them feel bad. Because another thing that this generation has, these kids have, that is so much higher than everybody else, is fucking suicide. These kids are killing themselves a lot. Like a lot. Like a 7-year-old, like hung themselves. How the fuck do you even know how to do that? You get what I'm saying? My kid's 9 and I don't even think she can figure it out. So I just
but it's what they're exposed. It's what they're exposed to, bro. They see so much more shit than we saw. They see how to commit suicide. I bet if you type that shit in, it will pop up. You know what I'm saying? They have too much access to certain things that they have no business even thinking about.
Girl, on YouTube, girl, we caught Mia with it. Like one of her friends said to her, girl, it was like the anime. You know, anime porn is the thing, but they be fucking on YouTube. I didn't know they was fucking on YouTube. They be fucking on YouTube. So I was like, nah, Mia, you know good and goddamn well. She was just like, mommy, I'm sorry. Kill sent it to me. I said, okay. And that was it. She ain't had that back since. So it's like, communicating with kids is so important. You don't want them to be in that weird little bubble where they just keep all this shit to themselves. I don't know what the fuck be going on with them, but they definitely care about shit that we do not care about, right? And we have to achieve the times that they're living in. And also they're very undeveloped little brains. You know what I mean? Like they don't even understand, baby. Think about it realistically. You don't need to kill yourself because you ain't get a lot of likes. You know what I mean? You don't need to kill yourself because people didn't like you.
You know these people.
It affects them. Yeah, I know it affects them in different ways. So, I just go ahead and make sure I chit chat with mine, girl, because it's all I got. It's all I got. And
esteem is already an issue adults have to deal with.
Right.
Loving yourself is some shit that fucking my friends battling with. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at some point it really is just like, well, damn. Like think about where.
Oh, that's a good point. I got some good ones for you, Michael. Listen to this one. Okay, social media has exposed the dire need for acceptance. Yes, Selena said communicate with your kids is very important. Yes, very true. Nina said facts. Jay said kids just exposed to everything. Everything is dicks everywhere. Okay. Dave Da Vinci said our generation grew up with internet. This generation grew up on internet. Bars.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. We see the creation of YouTube, Facebook, and these other companies, so we know how. Yes, very, very good. And Nina said, now every child has anxiety. That's what I was talking about. And so let's talk about the anxiety thing, because I feel like it's not even every child, Nina. It's like everybody got anxiety. I feel like I've heard the word anxiety more in my life. And I don't know if it's because we finally know what to call that shit, or if everybody just want to have anxiety now. And I don't ever want to knock a bitch's anxiety, but it's like,
yeah, that's what I was, and when I was watching Love and Hip Hop, because is on there, Ace Hood and his wife is on there, and I like them a lot. I like their cheese. I like her.
They're very cute.
But
I gotta watch it. I haven't watched this season.
But what I've noticed, like you said about the anxiety thing, I think you're finally realizing what that feeling has always been, and you're calling it a word. And now that it's a word, you overuse the word, right?
Maybe overuse it, right?
It's overusing the word, but I do think the feeling is present. But you just finally have something to call it, and now you're like, oh my God, it's like going to therapy. You've been talking about the shit, and you finally go to therapy. You cannot stop talking about therapy because now you've gone and you've seen the light. You know what I'm saying? Christians. Oh my God, I'm saved. They cannot stop talking about Jesus.
And what I think too is I think anxiety, because it's like anxiety is used as a condition. You have anxiety, and it's like, why can't anxiety just be a feeling? Like, I don't know if it's always.
I thought it was a feel. Isn't it severe anxiety? So anxiety.
Yeah, like one of these anxieties is like a condition. You got to do shit and it's like anxiety in some cases can be like, I'm nervous as fuck. Sometimes I get nervous as fuck. Sometimes I have anxiety, something's coming up, because that's what I attribute it to. But I feel like everyone it's like a condition now. Social anxiety, something else anxiety, whatever anxiety. And so I don't know. I told you, I feel like I'm insensitive to this stuff sometimes. So I'm just like, okay. Because I've been stressed out, but I ain't never been stressed out to the point of doing some of the shit people do in their day.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I don't want to be insensitive to it, but I understand it. So I just feel like, all right, damn, bro.
But your ability to cope is what changes everything. Your ability to deal with what happens to you, as I think affects your level of anxiety, stress, depression, all that. Their communication also goes hand in hand with dealing with things like that. So if you are a communicative person, if you are an open and vulnerable person, you are less likely to probably experience these things. And you probably know what the fuck to do when you feeling crazy. You know what? I'm paying attention to the way my body is responding right now. I don't know what it is, but it's making me irritable. You can verbalize and you can talk about that. You know what I'm saying? These people who have this condition or whatever.
Right. And see, and now I feel like we being a dick, because it's like this condition. Okay, bitch, if you got anxiety, I didn't know that was some shit you're supposed to have, but now it's like a thing. So coping with it. And it's like, okay, but to me, it's normal. You're about to give a speech. I'm a very good public speaker, and I still get anxiety when I'm about to do it, but I don't even like the word anxiety now.
So what if
I get nervous?
Yeah, you get anxious. You get nervous.
Anxious, right? I don't like the word anxiety.
Yeah, anxiety is the actual condition. Anxious is what you feel. What is that?
It's Amazon's package.
Yeah, because that's what it is. And it's like anxiety doesn't anxiety like turn into panic attacks?
Yeah.
So when you have anxiety, you are what is it? Your system, your emotions.
Yes, I have a homegirl. I'll tell you who when we get off. But she she's told me she's had anxiety. So she always wants me to invite her to stuff. But then she's like, well, I got anxiety. So I'm like, all right, bitch, what you want me to do? Okay. You want to come over here? It's just me. It's me and the plants. But if you want to come to the club or you want to go to Igloo or whatever, then it's going to be people there.
She has social anxiety.
Yeah, but hers is so bad that she did have a panic attack and the bitch passed out.
That's what I'm saying.
Panic attack out in the club.
So things follow that, right? Yes. So it's oh my gosh, am I wearing the right thing? Or did that person look at me? Oh my, like it's you start adding on all that's like insecurities to me. That sounds like insecurities that just pile on all at one time and you don't know how to cope. That's what it sounds like.
And it's still, and then it's still, again, and I hate to make it seem like we just make therapy the answer for everything, but it's like, go try it.
It's a trauma, and it's trauma triggering. It's a reason why every time you get around a crowd of people, your body responds away.
So here's one. Jay said anxiety is real. To me, it has a lot to do with self-image, and that ties into what Micah was saying because she feels like your insecurities are what like scream at you. Your insecurities get the loudest.
They get too loud.
Yeah, they get so loud, and so I think it's all. Are they looking at me? Are they judging me? Do they see this? Can they tell?
Yes.
And then you're like,
I knew I should have worn it. And I knew I should have done that.
And you shut down. And then again, my friend, so in her head, she said she passed out in there. So they called the bitch and put her down. They was like, you good? She was like, yeah. They were like, bro. So then that's when people get the breathing in the bags and all that. So anxiety makes sense to me. But it's like motherfuckers that I've known my whole life. And then you ain't never seen me stressed out. And I was like, yeah, I have extreme anxiety. Since when, bitch? Since when?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the word to call it. You are anxious. You don't know how to cope. I think terminology is very important. Using our words correctly.
Using our words.
In this moment, I get more stressed out. I think, yes, it is a condition. Stress is a condition, but is it a condition? Is stress a condition or depression? Depression is a condition caused by stress. Okay.
Right.
So the words that you use in the situation that you're in, I think we need to be very careful about what we're doing, because these people who actually suffer from this, that we desensitize what they got going on because your ass.
Yes, and then I think we need to also, because like people, they like to pick and choose which words they use. So anxiety seems sexy, I guess. That seems like a sexy new condition to have. And people don't like to use the word depression and depressed as much as they like to, because that's something that I think a lot more people are. But that has such a negative connotation that everyone wants to shy away from that, right? So in episodes before, I've said that I don't know. I'm not worst case scenario depressed and I'm in here in the darkness, not doing anything. But me and my nigga break up, I'm sad. I'm depressed. I don't want to talk to nobody. But it's like, it's small. And I just go through it. I feel as low as I feel until I finally get myself back up. But I feel that's one of the conditions that nobody likes to throw that shit out as much. But it's like, bitch, you're depressed. You're depressed. You need help. It doesn't necessarily mean you need medication and all that. Just find someone to talk to. But it's like, I'm going to look at you a certain kind of way. I'm not denying it, but anxiety, the word anxiety, or I have anxiety. I do, when I hear
it's normal.
It's like the new hot, sexy thing that everybody wants to have. And it's like, well, I really hope you don't really have it as intense. I hope you find a way to work through it. I don't know. But I think that word depressed, a lot more people need to figure out if that's what the fuck they got going on too. Because again, you don't really like to think about that one because it seems so much more negative. But that should be happening. It could be a small little tidbit, a tiny bit of depression. But
Erica was telling me, your body starts to show signs. For people who don't know they're depressed, your body starts to show you. So the way that it shuts down, the way that it shuts down, I think it's like heart racing. I think your breath work, like all of that starts to, you like, what the fuck going on with me? Your body is actually going.
Because it's the signs of it. It's like you're very, reclusive. You don't want to really do anything.
And you sleep a lot.
You sleep a lot. And to me, that was the clearest sign. It was like, okay, I ain't talking to nobody in a couple of days. I do motherly things, and after Mia's straight, thank God she's old enough, so I don't have to do much. But you keep on a good face for the kid, and then as soon as the kid's gone, then I'm back in being sad mode because me and this nigga broke up or whatever the case may be. So to me, if you just Google signs of depression, these are very clear signs of it. And just thankfully you don't have a rough stint with this. But I think it's just the way we try to avoid, because Nina was saying that she said not everybody has mental issues, and I said, but the thing is, they have self-diagnosed mental issues. I think people pick what and choose. Like I said, I'd rather have anxiety than say I'm suffering depression. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, because that doesn't seem cool, but it's like, maybe you are doing that. And I don't know why there's still such a stigma. Like, I feel like it's getting better when it comes to going to therapy and talking to somebody about your problems, but there's such a stigma with that. Like, okay, prime example, like, dude, if you're on my close friends, you've been seeing my back and forth with this guy that I've known for a very long time. But to me, it's amazing how much you can see like insecurities in people, like through their conversation, through the shit that they choose to do. I feel like he needs help because he struggles with acceptance. He wants to be accepted so bad by everybody. So he cares a lot about his self-image. So he's very strong, very muscular. He is a handsome guy. He went and did like something with his hairline because mind you, his hairline looks fine to me. But I understand. I don't really understand guys' hairlines like that. So dude didn't like it. He went and had like a hairline surgery, whatever. Looks fine. But he's so, it's like his ego is so, and the male ego is such an annoying, fragile little fucking thing. But his insecurities to me and his his need to want to be accepted and want to feel accepted and want to feel like, what was he making up? And wanting to feel like somebody likes him, he's doing good enough, drives him to make the most ridiculous fucking decisions when it comes to talking to me or communication or things he decides to do. And it's like, that even kind of says something. It's like, why would you choose to do this? You know, why would you think that was a good move? And then it's like, and even with him, we've gone on 4 dates over like 4 years, right? All 4 dates. We've spent most of this date with him talking. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, And I'm like his fucking therapist. That's what I took it as. You need help. You need somebody to talk to. If we're trying to, all I can see you as is a homeboy that needs to talk. Am I the friend you want to vent to? And you also need to make sure I'm the friend that wants to deal with that, because everybody ain't got to deal with your shit. But there's no way you can actively trying to date me. You spend the whole entire date talking about you and the women that you slept with and the women that you've had and the things that you've done, and you and this woman. Oh yeah, this lady married, but she fucking me on the side. It's just like, and you, what do you think I'm supposed to do with this information? What I'm gonna say? Let's date. This a good move. I be just nod. I'm like, okay. But with him, it's giving very, because then he got very victim-like with it at the end after I told him, you know, you showed me some videos of some shit I didn't want to see, and then you talked about your women all day. I was like, you know, I'm not really interested in doing any more of this. And it was like, wow, now I'm the bad guy because I was just telling you about my life and da-da-da. I was like, Lord Jesus, King, that's screaming help. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't get that. And there's two.
Or it's manipulation.
Right. But it's piss poor manipulation. I feel like you get better manipulation than that. That's stupid. Like,
victims tend to do that. Victims tend to do that. I can manipulate you with the way that I feel and hope you feel bad for me and I get what I want. That shit happens all the time.
And all I'm thinking is, so you thinking telling me these things and doing this, I'm gonna feel bad for you and give you some pussy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I didn't mean to take it like that, or you.
Right. It's like, nah, boo, I took it like that. You're fucking weird.
Oh my gosh.
She needs help. Yeah, right, Selena. I know some other people that can use some help too. And even with my situation, that one, and another one I know, it's like every time they get the chance to just go on these rants about themselves, and they're all men, so I'm just thinking about male ego, extensive rants about themselves. Micah just can't wait to talk about themselves. And I'm like, okay, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Good job. Yeah. Like, if you want me to give compliments or a round of applause. And I think that's something that I don't understand how. I guess the only way they would know it's a problem is if somebody calls them on it, which is why I felt so obliged to tell him, you showed me a video of you essentially having sex with somebody. Why the fuck do I want to see this? You know, and it was degrading by any standard because I don't even know this woman. So why are you showing me that? Like, why would you show that on a date? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. And even when I said it to him, he was like, What he said?
You typing it. He said you typing it out. It makes it sound.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's wild when you put it in a message. I said, nigga, I get it, but
and you are
your mind
wild.
not process this. You are wild. That's what you did, and it was okay. That part out. He just completely went over it, like overlooked it, and just went back to okay. But let's go here. Let's do this. I'm like, bro, we spent the whole day talking about you and your hoes. I don't got time for that. If you want to be my homeboy, be my homeboy, but you can't be my nigga. You can't be my nigga. And we can't.
He's egotistical. His ego it totally took over that day.
Yes, the male ego is something serious. So he's never wrong. No, he's not ever wrong. No, he's never wrong. It's the craziest thing. I was like, I cannot be with you. And I've been saying it's like he's the kind of person where every single time I go out with him, he reminds me of why I don't want to go out with him. And
I'm telling her, Leah don't listen to me.
I don't, because you've been in the house. I just got you back now. It's okay. I'm just gonna call you again. But yeah, I'm not going out with him anymore. I didn't reply to the last message. I'm gonna have to say something because he don't even take straightforward knows easily, much less me just not replying. He just gonna pop up again in my inbox like 6 weeks from now, maybe next week, and just be like, hey Leah, what's up? No, we gotta just stop. And then your lack of, because it wasn't even like accepting responsibility for the fact that you showed me some shit like that while we were on a date. Because to me, I feel like it's disrespectful to me, because what did you think I was gonna do when you showed me that? Be like, you know what I mean?
The poor girl. Now you know her skills. If you ever had a video in his phone, he would have showed somebody. And what if that somebody would have fucking known you?
That's what I said. I could have known little sis.
Yeah, or know somebody who knew her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't show people shit like that. That's none of that. That's foul.
But that I guess we'll travel to the male ego. But that to me is just a clear example of the male ego. Look at all this money I make. Look at all these nice things I bought. Look at this girl sucking my dick. That's what the video was about. He showed me a video of a girl sucking his dick. Look at this girl sucking my dick. Look at all these people that like me. You should be so happy to be going out with me. And he's been trying to do this for so long.
But they're not. So you're trying to self-fulfill a prophecy. Like, you're constantly telling yourself what you should be having, right? So you want to put this into the world. And if I keep saying I'm such a good catch, maybe I'll be one. Because if you were such a good catch and everybody fucking liked you, you would have what you want. And it's clear you don't.
And that reminds me of a dude that would always come to you, that we met that like years ago, that always came to you, and you'd be like, Leah, go out on a date with this nigga and call it a day. Like him, every time he would see me, all right, now you playing. I'm gonna be married soon.
Exactly.
It's like, nigga, why you ain't married yet? I met you in 20.
Why you ain't married yet?
Why you ain't married yet? You so great.
Yeah.
You up yet? What? I don't even know how y'all fix y'all mouth to say shit like that. Anybody, woman or man. Like, and you still single as fuck. But the male ego with that guy, so with him, obviously, it just it screams insecurity. To me, it was so disrespectful. I was like, that's wild. Like, that's crazy. And as a woman, you really think I'm gonna give you some pussy? Because all I'm thinking is it's a tripod somewhere, waiting to catch this ass in the air, and then he's gonna show me all his fraternity friends. What is this? Is that the baby?
Yeah.
Oh. Mike is moving. He's still asleep.
Yes, he is, girl.
But yeah, and then with the other one, male ego, again, just male ego when it comes to finances. You know, he wants to be able to take care of something on his own. He doesn't want me to help him with it. But the turn about it is we're not going. We get to go where we're supposed to go because you want to take care of it yourself, but you're not taking care of it. So that's the other problem. The most fragile thing I think I've ever seen in my life, it's even more fragile than Amari's neck, bro, is the male ego. You guys are wild weird with that shit. And it's not all of you, obviously, but there's a strong bunch that just don't really, I don't know. I'm amazed, I guess, at this age that this is shit y'all still be on at this time. I just feel like, how old are we? And what the fuck else is it gonna take? I don't know. But that was it with him. I'm gonna have to write him and just tell him something. I don't know, Michael. If I don't say nothing, he's just gonna keep coming back. But I did say something and he came back anyway. So now I'm just gonna have to not be his friend anymore.
It's the way you have to say it. I told you that. It's the way.
Well, I did it with the other one.
It's a way that you have to talk to these niggas. And I've been trying to coach Leah on how to talk to these niggas. Okay? we don't want to be, we don't want to be mean.
We don't want to be a dick about it.
We don't want to be that way, but at the same, and they haven't done anything offensive for us to even get to that. I can't give you that.
Rah-rah.
You ain't give me that energy. So I'm trying to let you down, but at the same, I'm trying to let you down softly, but still trying to get my point
be
across.
Stern, right?
But at this point, I think I remember telling Lee, I said it's time to be a dick now. It's time. All that nice shit is over.
That's what we named the episode. I think it's like now I'm a dick. It's called
now I'm a dick. Now it's time.
This is about to be Now I'm a Dick Part 2.
Damn.
Now look what you didn't did. Goddamn. Now I'm fucked up. You know. Okay, so we'll end this episode on this. Because there's so many. I got so many things. I ain't did the podcast in so long. With the woman, and I don't even remember her name, so I don't even discuss it. Who? Oh. Is you muted? Is it muted?
Yes.
Okay. With the people, the young girl, her name was Mia, is really how you say her name, but people have been calling her Maya, like in Orlando. It seems like she was killed by the damn maintenance man that was in her complex. Like they worked there together, and it's just a really, really sad story. And there's a white woman that her name was, I think it was Gabby Petito. She also went missing, and it turns out her fiance killed her. And then I don't know if you realized, but he went missing, and then they found his body somewhere. I'm like, very fucking creepy. But just be careful, bro. I don't even know. It's just crazy, because I know Mia's family was saying that they feel like their families, her outcome could have been different if the media gave it as much attention as they did the white woman. And it is a situation of this white woman syndrome. So, white women tears.
White woman tears.
As soon as they start fucking crying, everybody drops everything. I was like, oh my gosh, a white woman's crying. Let's see what's wrong with her. But there are situations where people go missing every day. And when it is Black women, when it is Black men, there's nowhere near as much coverage on it. And it's just when it comes to missing. When a white woman's missing, it's like the world stops and the presidents talk about it. And it's on media every day. But when it's a Black person or a brown person or anybody non-white, there's never that much attention on it. And so I just shout out to, I don't think kidnappings and snatchings have been happening more frequently now than ever before. But I do think there's a lot more light on it now, because every time somebody's missing, I'm seeing a post. Can't find this person. 2 days ago, went missing, whatever. Like we don't get Amber Alerts. I think it's called something else when they're older. I think.
Yeah, it is called something else when they're
older. Yeah, it's called something else, right? When they're old. And it's like one for like old people. There's like an alert for old people when they go missing. So yeah, I mean, I just gotta, push it up again to be careful. I know Tiffany was telling me last night, a girl got kidnapped like in Miramar, like last week. You know what I mean? Miramar is down the damn street. So I just, again, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all going missing too, I just implore you guys to be very, very careful. It's a very weird fucking time. There is a white lady, again, she was running in the dark. And yes, ma'am, you have all right to run and jog, but that's perfect. Kidnappers love kidnapping white bitches that's running.
They're oblivious to what can happen to them. But they're oblivious. They get to live in that world. Right. That's why those things happen to them. Because they get to live in a world of oblivion.
Yeah.
And untouchable, feel like privilege. That's it. Yeah. That's what make your ass run late at night by yourself with headphones on.
Or 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun ain't even fucking out, and with your headphones in. And it's like, this is
on a back road.
Down the alley. This is like Kidnapper 101. So I just, and what you just said was so good. And it was like many episodes ago, but it was about our Black boys or whatever. And just like, they can't afford, it's like, we don't want to like ruin their childhood, but you can't afford to be oblivious to this.
They can't.
This is what happens. So I think that's for us, for women, and I'm pretty sure white women probably get told this too. I mean, they kidnap y'all, but we do live in this I'm very cautious. My kid thinks everything's a kidnapper van, everything can kidnap her. That's how I feel. I understand I'm raising a very nervous child, but she handles it well. She's like, oh yeah, that's kidnapper van. I'm not going over there. That's right. That's right. But it's like everything can be a kidnapper van. So like I always say, I'd rather be the overprotective mother whose child never needs it.
Yeah.
The carefree, lackadaisical mom whose child ends up missing. Like I would just die. So I just feel like just be careful, kids. Ain't nobody more nervous about this shit than my mom. Like my mom, literally, she'll get up. But you know, because you used to be over here, you know, the bus stop is like wherever it is. But my mom drops Leona up there most of the time, or you know, she just doesn't want her walking because it's very common for kids to get snatched up just walking to the bus stop. Every time I see a little kid walking by themselves,
I feel so bad.
I feel so bad. Like I literally want to just drive next to them till they just get to their destination. I'm so worried about them, and it's like that ain't gonna never be me.
And I see small kids walking by themselves. I'm like,
yes, Micah. One of the kids I saw, the kid got to be like 5. Where are you going?
It really hurts my heart.
That shit is very sad, and I get it. You know, it's no knock to the parents. They gotta work, they gotta do all that, but it's like, damn. And even if you get them like a little 5-year-old buddy, they still fucking 5. They just
when I was driving for Uber, I picked up a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 10-year-old and took them to school. I could, without their parent, I could not believe they Ubered for their kid. And I'm picking them up and I'm waiting on one of their mama or their daddy to get in the front seat. And then the oldest was like, we're good. I said, it's just you 3? Yeah, we're good. We're going to school. I'm like, oh my God. This whole time I'm driving, I'm like, I know your mama worked the overnight shift. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they look so like they look like they're taken care of. If I can just look at these kids, you know, but it's just the fact that is such a scary thing to do. To trust your kid to walk alone, but to trust your kid in someone's vehicle. Oh Lord.
Yes, Al says, I think kids shouldn't be allowed to walk in the streets no more. Me too.
No, they shouldn't.
Me too. I think so too. Like I'm gonna end up being one of them crazy moms that got like tracking devices on her jet because the bitch ain't finna run off with mine. Like I'm gonna probably give her like a little locket or something. They got a GPS tracker in it because I just feel like I need to know where my kid is at all fucking times. So again, you know, rest in peace to all these people that have just really literally been snatched up. Like it's just crazy. I remember this story about this guy. I think he's in Indianapolis. He was about to be, his name is Jelani. I think it's Jelani Day, but it's Jelani. That's his name. And he went missing. This man was in med school and his mom was like, something wrong with my son, I can't find him. And they found him maybe like a week later or whatever. They found him like floating in the river. It was very sad. And there were a lot of scary reports that came out saying they found him without his organs and his teeth were missing and all this stuff. So the mom didn't comment on the teeth, but she did say his organs weren't missing, anything like that. It's just because he was in the water for a week now, his body decomposed and it just went away. But I don't know, people still don't believe that. But it's just, it still seems very much so like a homicide, right? Because it's like, how the fuck did you just end up in the river like that? So,
and our Black and brown children are when they are found, more of them are being found without organs.
Yes.
So it's a lot of black market shit happening with our black and brown children, but mainly Black children.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It's a lot of that dark shit happening, and it's
a lot of dark shit
for the longest. They've been using George Washington had a whole set of black man dentures. So at the end of the day, they've been doing this shit.
Yeah.
Just saying.
They've been doing it, and when it wasn't legal in that regard anymore, now we have human trafficking. And it isn't always, it is for organs, and then a lot of times it is for rape and sex crap and all that. So just be careful, y'all. Please, I'm very big on not going places at night by myself. I don't really like going places in the daytime by myself, but it's a little bit better because I keep my head on a swivel. But shout out to Cookie Shay, get strapped, get a pew pew. I definitely advise get a pew pew. I have a pew pew. I advise you to get a pew pew because it's just like, but if it's me or you, my nigga, it's gonna be you because I'm going home to my shit. So I just be careful. Just please be careful, and please don't be so naive to think, oh, that wouldn't even happen. It's nothing, bitch. I'm on lookout for everything over here. We got some raccoons in my neighborhood, crazy as fuck. They fought my dog the other day. I ain't tell y'all. They tried to fight Teddy, one of the raccoons, and this bitch was bigger than Teddy. Teddy's a Shih Tzu. He about like this long. like yay high. The raccoon was bigger than my dog, bro. It was out there trying to drag his ass. And Teddy did a little bit and got free. And we just hoping this nigga all right now, but scary. So I'm on the lookout for everything. Raccoons, kidnappers, crazy bitches. Oh god, it's crazy bitches. Anyway, I'm gonna look out for all that. So we're gonna end it here because Beth has things to do. But this was a great welcome back. I've missed you dearly. Woo party over here, ain't nothing over there. Maybe next time we'll see Amari. He is sleeping. He apparently was awake for a very long time. And that's him over there in that corner. Yep, that was him. He's asleep. So hopefully we'll get to see him. Hold on, too much evil shit going on in the world, but we need to be careful and prepare yourself for the worst. Absolutely, Al_big energy 90. You're correct. And yes, Cookie, the raccoons run it over here. The raccoons run this bitch. Like, so who cares if I own the home? All right, please visit us at letusayforyou.com. Follow us at Let Us Say For You on IG, Let Us Say For You on YouTube, Let Us Say For You, just the you on Twitter. It has been a delight, Micah Beth.
Well, I love you, girl.
Tell TT baby, I said hi. Oh, TT baby. All that shit. Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, girl, I'm going.
Bye, babe.